Now, make we take a look upon who really is Jamal Dunce, man, or Jamal Teacher, as he may call himself sometimes. Now, this brother here is not even originally a man to go be a man. He's not a man who was born and bred in Lilliput, St. James, as some would have thought. This man is from a community in St. Elizabeth called Eldersley. Yeah, man. He was forced to relocate due to gang violence in that particular St. Elizabeth community, which started from scamming money. As always, scamming is the root of all evil in Western Jamaica. Whether it is on the southern side of Jamaica or the northern side of Jamaica, but scamming is definitely the root cause of most gang violence in Western Jamaica. Now, his endeavors in St. Elizabeth, his gang feud, cost a lot of people's lives, to include those of his brothers, and also a man named Chucky. So persons from that era in St. Elizabeth would definitely know what On The Spot News Media is making reference to. Now, this brother, as I stated earlier, was forced to relocate and took up residence out there in Lilliput, St. James, where he purchased land from scamming money. I know that persons out there are definitely living in fear because he rules that area with an iron fist and is either his way or the highway. So most persons will not dare say a word. They will just pretend as if they are with him. And even though deep down inside, they know for sure that they would love to see this criminal element meet his demise. Yeah, man. Now on your screen, my peeps, is one of Jamal Teacher's criminal enablers. But this man is very close to him, as this man is his brother. Now the name of this man in the streets is Rock Black, or Blacks basically, in the criminal underworld. Not necessarily a Nakis and Clappis, but more of a scammer, so to speak, that funds the criminal organization. This infamous so-called dancehall artist, Jamal, is also closely linked and associated to one of St. Elizabeth's most influential criminal organization. And from when you hear me say that, when you don't know, say, we are go back way in the 90s. Yeah, man. So that's how him have some strong connections. He also has strong connections with the G-City gang, you know, say I squash that. He also has connections with the Issy gang that is headed by Joe of Ramble. He's also closely connected to the Rifle Lane Sparta gang. And of course, we all know who sits at the helm of that gang. He's also closely linked to the Fully Dunce gang in Gulf, Norwood. And we all know who sits at the helm of that gang. And he also is closely connected to other gangs far and wide, even as far as Jarrett Lane in Kingston, in East Kingston, to be more specific. Yeah, man. So the man definitely have a tall reach in terms of his criminal connections. Now on your screen is a photograph of another one of Jamal's criminal enablers. This brother here is a known Nakis and Clappis. Definitely no stranger to the Springmount police in St. James, and no stranger to the police over there in the parish of St. Elizabeth. This criminal element goes by the name of chopstick in the streets. And from I hear the word chopstick, I've oftentimes used the term chopstick when it relates to a rifle being used. Well, this brother has taken on that name, so you definitely know what that means. It simply means that he is a rifle carrying criminal element. He has since relocated to join forces with his criminal boss Jamal over there in Lilliput, St. James. Now he's wreaking havoc in the Garland communities and Lilliput district. So I know for sure, Lilliput is not a place that is just swarmed with criminals. I would positively say this, that 85% of Lilliput's occupants or residents are law-abiding citizens. It's just one handful of criminal holding an entire community at ransom. Yeah, man. Now this brother here presently on your screen, I'm pretty sure many definitely remember who this is and knows of his criminal nature. This brother here is known in the criminal underworld as Janipe, a one-time bodyguard and enforcer for Jamal Dunce, man. Now he was basically slowed down because him get caught up by rival gangs. So from him get caught up, you don't know say him park up somewhere and I try to recover from injuries received from them whole heap of can wound there. Yeah man. Now we are gonna talk about another incident. One of the last man them will lose him 3 pints courtesy of the artist Jamal Teacher or Jamal Dunce man. Who remember the little mechanic youth? Yeah man. The youth of them call blacks or color. Not a man from down in the country, they from down in the Bayside, but a man who came up from Kingston and do some mechanic work for Jamal. Now what happened, you know? The mechanic was very close to them, so them trust him a certain type of way. And even when time them and lock them strap, them never even bother hide nothing, them just make him know what is what. Not literally telling him, but doing it in his presence. Now the mechanic find out say Jamal a lock the strap them in our old fridge. So what go on now? Jamal and Bones go lock some strap. Yes, the same Bones them I talk about. Go lock some strap in the old fridge. And the mechanic see it. So the mechanic decides, say, yo, I'm gonna take this opportunity here, you know, and grab some of them strap here and go sell 2 of them. The more find out say me, so easy. So the mechanic slide with 2 of the strap them, carry them go a town and bust a sale upon them. Yeah man, for basically better himself in life monetarily, so to speak. But the man them who him sell the strap them to get whole with the strap them, and it was all over the news. So when time the man them watch the news and see the strap them must say, hold on. Now our 2 strap them that we're missing from what area and we can't find. And the man them get whole with them strap in at the same place where the boy blacks come from. So the man them add 2 and 2 together and make that in a tree. And circle blacks neatly and use Sykes to get blacks to come back in the place. So I go on now, you know, then link up blacks and tell blacks say the SUV I get some problem and he's needed to come work on the SUV for the general. So blacks feeling doubtful. Him feel judging himself. Him tell him girlfriend say, yo, him a go down there go work on them vehicle and if anything happen, at them him they round and if him go missing or anything, at them do the dirt. And the ultimate happen, blacks lose him 3 pints. Yeah man. Clam. Blacks food, get nyam, plate broke, end that story for blacks. So I go on right now, you know, not much never really to come out. The police them end up seize the SUV. And eventually, Wallan Pan film second, a youth to them call Bones. But after a while, nobody now come a court, nothing now come out too tough, so the police them end up release back Bones in the streets. So this youth here, Jamal, Bones, his other criminal associates and affiliates are definitely to be placed under the radar, and police in St. Elizabeth and police in St. James should definitely keep a close eye on this one because he's living under the guise of music whilst definitely supporting and living a criminal lifestyle and holding an entire community at ransom.